Good morning, Dom,
Good morning, Dane.
and welcome to Good Morning Nintendo. How are you doing today, Dom?
I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. Playing a lot of Mario, of course, and Crown Tundra.
Yeah, we're both playing Crown Tundra right now. I want to get your thoughts on the games first because I've been playing Crown Tundra as well, and I think that's kind of something that we're gonna talk about a lot today. But I also have another game that I played this week, and that's gonna lead me into some of the notes I have here for some of the things I want to talk about this week. So how's Crown Tundra going for you so far? How are you enjoying that?
Um, a, a lot better than the Isle of Armor. That's 100% for sure. The Crown Tundra really has given me that sense of wonder that I got as a kid, and not even as a kid, but with previous entries in the mainline Pokemon series. I really feel like you have that sense of discovery and that sense of like, oh, that wow factor is there for me. It's bigger. I'm big on video game music. I think the music sounds better. It's just like, I would say Isle of Armor was like a 5 and the Crown Tundra for me is like a solid 9. Like, it's just so good. I love good gosh, I'm probably gonna butcher his name or the pronunciation.
Peony.
Peony.
Yeah, there's a Y at the end.
He is literally hilarious. I love his character. I love his attitude. I'm not too keen on his daughter. She's just kind of like.
I mean, she was in and out of there.
Yeah, super quick. And if you go back into the for the Dynamax adventures, you talk to her a little bit more, but she's still kind of bland. But he is awesome. I like the Pokemon so far. I love the Galarian legendary birds. Those are cool. Other than that, I've been, in terms of like story beats, I haven't done too much. I've dipped my toes into Calyrex and a little bit of its lore, which I really like that too. Honestly, I wouldn't say Calyrex is my new favorite legendary, but the lore behind Calyrex is just super cool. And then in terms of like narrative, I haven't done much, but exploration I've done a lot of. I've definitely taken my time and kind of got into the world. I'm big fan. Really enjoying Crown Tundra. How about you?
Well, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I mean, like, it's definitely different. It's getting us a lot of. I mean, like, I haven't done a lot of exploration. I just kind of went straight into the story. Like, so I've caught Calyrex already. I have I have all my Reggies, and I'm almost done with getting my birds, so I'm done. So I'm pretty much there.
You got the Reggies?
Yeah, I got all the Reggies already.
Oh, nice. All 6, right?
There are 5 Reggies in total. You can get
the Hoenn Reggies and the Galarian ones, or
yeah,
or just new types.
No, there's all 5 of the Reggies.
Okay.
So you have to go get Reggie Ice, Steel, and Rock before you can go to the one where you either have a choice of getting Regieleki, not Regieleki, or Regidrago. So I went and I got Regieleki first, but I have a second file that I'm gonna have to go back through because not only do you have to choose between which of the new Reggies you get, but you also have which horse Calyrex rides on.
Steed.
Yeah, so I got the ghost one already.
Wait, what about Regigigas?
I'm not sure if Regigigas is in it, because like that thing in the story points me to going to find Regigigas. It's just, so I'm not sure if he's in there or if he's just as like a den if he's in the Dynamax adventure things or not.
I hope he's actually in the his own dungeon and not in the Dynamax Adventures, because so far the Dynamax Adventures is it's not bad, but it's the only thing that I haven't really been super happy with, but everything else is pretty good.
It's hit and miss. It's just like it's a long thing to try and like slog through, but at the same time it's just like having you have to use a rental Pokemon instead of your own Pokemon, I think adds like this element of unpredictability where you have to figure it out as you go.
Yeah, the only thing that, like, and you said it in the beginning, it's just the how tedious it is, right? It's just like slogging through that every time. It's just like, come on. And let's say, you get...
And we've only been, I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I've only done it by myself, not as like an online thing.
I've only done it by myself as well. Yeah. I will say the one thing: the NPCs that we get are a lot more competent than they are in the wild area.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, they're so much better. But even then, you slog through all that, you get to the legendary, and what if you lose? That's so annoying. You have to trek through all of that all over. It's just like, oh really? And like Dynamaxing like is cool. The battles are like there. I guess it's just I don't know. It's not for me. I would have personally preferred a more traditional method of literally finding them in the wild,
Yeah, but like there's so many at this point that trying to put them in, and then it's just like you get into the thing with Uraz. It's like in one version you might get like Dialga, and the next version you'd have to get the other version to get Palkia, and then like you'd have to have both of them to go get Giratina. It's just like there's like a lot of like it. I mean, like it's fun trying to get everything and trying to get it done, but I think they're trying to also make it a bit more accessible. Like you don't have to buy the second version to try and get all of them.
I completely forgot about this, but before we like really dive into the meat of the DLC, for anyone who hasn't played Pokemon Sword or Shield yet, obviously they haven't played the DLC as well. November 6th or 5th, I believe. Nintendo will be releasing Sword and Shield physically with the DLC on the cart. So if you have yet to buy it and this holiday season you're thinking about it, or you want to get into it, I believe November 5th or 6th, and most of your local retailers you can buy Sword and Shield. It's going to retail for about $89, and it'll be with the DLC. So if you want to jump into it with everything, I would definitely recommend picking that up this holiday season. It's kind of funny to me. It's like, oh wow, here's the DLC, but of course the Pokemon Company is gonna need to have something on store shelves that they were not gonna let that slide. There were some people who were even saying like, oh no, we'll see the Gen 4 remake. Like no,
we're not in the year where we got DLC throughout it. We're not going to get a Gen 4 remake.
And I was actually thinking about it last year, or last night. We've been, the Pokemon Company's been pretty gracious with releases.
Yeah.
We've been literally getting an annual release, which is, I would say it was probably every 2 to 3 years we'd see the third or the next installment in the series. But since 2016, we've been getting a release every year. Sun, Ultra Sun, Let's Go Pikachu, Sword and Shield 2019, then 2020 the DLC, which is awesome. So I'm super stoked about that. And just if you're interested in it, I would definitely pick it up this holiday season. $89 is kind of steep, but you get everything on one cart. And I would say in terms of time and enjoyment, you'll get your money's worth for sure.
Yeah. But did you have anything else that you really wanted to talk about? Because I'm still working my way through it, so I haven't.
Honestly, exploration wise, I've done a lot, but in terms of narrative, I haven't done too much. But I'll end my portion with it that I've enjoyed it so far. So far, I've enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot more than the Isle of Armor.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I have done, I haven't done a whole lot of exploration, but the thing that does strike me, they seem to have done more for is the wild area type thing, the area for the Crown Tundra. It feels a lot more lived in. It feels a lot more believable that it's an area. It's not as wide open and spacious as the wild area is, but so it makes it kind of feel a bit more like the traditional routes to me. It's just you don't inherently see everything before you. So
you're right. It feels lived in. It feels like there's a history to everything, right? You in the a little bit after Freezington, you pass that graveyard, and it's just I don't know. It reminds me of the older games where it was that character was in them, right? It was this rundown little town. What's the history behind this?
Yeah, there's all these ruins around, and there's
awesome.
These little pedestals that you can actually read, and it'll tell you a bit about the history of the town as well. So it feels like it's more developed.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I think Like I said, I'm definitely enjoying it, and I think at the end of the day, once I finish it, I'm going to be super happy with the direction that the Pokemon team went in with this DLC. So, what do we have next?
Well, I also played. Well, I finally got on the gravy train and I tried out Genshin Impact this week.
Oh, nice! Finally.
So, I don't think I'm gonna stick with it. I mean, like, I think, and it's really due to like the old, like like it's a free to play game.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it's like a free to play open world action adventure
And I believe
RPG
it's
game.
on iOS, Android, and PS4, right?
And also, yeah, and
I don't know if it's
and on
Steam
PC.
Oh, it's on PC. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like on Steam. You have to like go to Genshin, like their website, and download it, and it has like its own launcher. But
Oh, nice.
that's what I've been playing it on
So you've been playing it on
my PC.
PC. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So you weren't. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing it on my PS4. I played a little bit on my iPhone.
But well, the thing is for me, it's just like I might jump back into it when it gets its Switch release that we're waiting on for still. But like the thing is, for me, it's just like you have all these different you get different characters, and each character has like a different element and everything. But it seems to be like I can feel the gotcha mechanics coming in already, and I'm only like a few hours in. It's just like, okay, well, you have your different. Every character has a different element, and then each person, even if they have the same element, use those differently. Like I had a few wishes, which is what they call their gotcha mechanic, and I threw some out to try and see what I got, and I got like one person. So like in playing the story, I got like a mage that uses like lightning attacks, but then through my wishes, I got a person that uses like this giant two-handed club that uses lightning, and they're very different. And I'm just like, there's going to be a certain play style that I'll like and I'll enjoy about characters, and then there'll be characters that have an element that I need to use, but I won't have but they won't have that implemented in a way that I like using. And it's just like there's always going to be like something where I feel there's going to be a better character for this. It's just not like the best. You're not going to have the easiest time by just trying to play the game for free.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's gonna be a point in time where it's too good to be true, right? I mean, like leading up to its release, I was pretty stoked on it, and I was definitely hyped on it. I didn't know it was going to be free to play until like a week before it's going to come out. I was like, oh, these guys are making a really cool, what seems to be JRPG, but I believe the developer is actually from China. And then a week before release, like it's free to play. I'm like, oh crap, here we go.
Yeah, it's just like I would be a lot more down to clown on it if it was just like a standalone $60 game.
Heck yeah.
Because like that's something, but like right now, like it's open world, but like even then, it's like you can't really explore the full world because there's some areas like even near the start where it's just like you're going into a dangerous area. You need to be higher level, and it's just like so like every character works on like a star system. So like you maybe have like a 3-star character starting out, and you can get them up to level 20. But in order to go into that next area, you're probably gonna have to like prestige that character, make them a 4-star, and then get them up. And it's just like, okay, well, I just want to go where I want to go and explore the world and get like the teleportation points and everything, but I can't really do that because you're telling me I'm not strong enough to go to this area yet.
Yeah, what I've enjoyed about just Genshin Impact as a whole is that it's like in terms of JRPG, like the genre, it's kind of pushed it forward into mainstream, which is cool. Like it's done really well. It's I think it's grossed over like $100 million, which is that's really good. So yeah, it's definitely doing well, but I just don't like the idea of any pay to play mechanics.
Yeah.
If you tell me a game is free to play, like I will dabble in it because it's free for me to download and play. But once I get remotely close to the point where it's like, hey, if you spend $5, you might. Then I'm just like, okay, I'm out. And it sucks because behind that paywall, there's a really solid game.
Yeah.
And if they would have simply give us a retail release, or even the option like, hey,
pay $60, and this will be you'll get like all the content or what
you need. Yeah, exactly. That would be great, but it just kind of sucks because like I really wanted to play that. Like I really wanted to enjoy that game a lot, and then literally a week before release, it was like it's free to play, and then I was just like, oh gosh, okay, I'm out.
I think like right now it also stands behind that barrier of like having to play it on my PC. Like I just really enjoy the accessibility and ease of use of the Switch. I might turn around on this when it comes out on Switch, when I can just take it with me anywhere and it's easy to play and I don't have to like pair my controller with it or anything like that, like on the
Something
phone.
Tells me that when it comes to Switch, we could see a physical release of it. Just because I don't know. So like I just get the like.
I mean, like I could see like a Fortnite like download code type thing. Like it's just like you're not buying a physical game. It's like a download code.
For instance, on PS4 they had the Adventures Pack, which was $25. So maybe they'll do something in that idea of like $25, get you the download code, the Adventures Pack, and that'll kind of get you a good chunk, you know. But even then, I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I like buying my game and knowing I have my game. Whether there's DLC in it or not, like, I'm just old-fashioned.
Okay, well, I wanted to bring up this game, and I wanted to talk about...
I think I know what you're about to talk about.
You've been looking at my iPad here, so you see what I have on here, so...
And I know exactly why you're bringing this up, too.
Yeah, it's just like... So if you haven't heard, this past week, NBA 2K21 added unskippable ads. And I have an excerpt here from Leanna Rupert over at Game Informer that wrote up a little bit on it. So let me read that for you. So 2K is once again in the hot seat after adding unskippable ads in NBA 2K21, a game that retails at full price for $60. The newest addition has been added 1 month post-launch during the pre-game loading screen, and many feel this is an inappropriate move given that it is a full-price title. Also, I just want to read here that they then later this week all put out a statement regarding this, or that I'll read here as well. And this is from 2K. So... As many are aware, in recent years, ads have been integrated into 2K TV segments. Yesterday's 2K TV ad placement impacted our players' experience in a way we didn't intend, as these ads are not meant to run as part of the pre-game introduction. This will be fixed in future episodes. Thanks for your continued feedback, reads an official statement. So in the statement, they're not even apologizing for putting in the ads. They're apologizing for how they put in the ads. Yeah. So, but like, here's the thing. It's a $60 game, and you have an unskippable ad.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's just like, usually you get your monetization out of, buying the game. Yeah. It's just like, and NBA 2K has a lot of micro transactions.
Even the in-game currency. Like it's like built upon that. Like that's like, I would say not built upon it, but I mean like past recent years, it's literally like survived off of that for a good amount of time. That's just ridiculous. Like the fact that you would literally buy a product and then literally you're getting advertised on something you own. You bought it. You own it physically. You bought it, right? You are the sole owner of it now. And yet 2K and of course they added in a month after launch.
Yeah, so it didn't come up in the reviews. Yeah. No, get everyone that is gonna buy it. Get all those big fans. They're gonna buy it day one, and you and everyone's like, okay, it's great. But then a month later, you throw this in there.
Here's the thing, though: if these games were a live service like they should be, then yeah, whatever. Throw the ads in. If that game's a live service,
if it was a live service,
like it should be, sure, just throw them in. You might, whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that you buy, you own it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you paid $60. You shouldn't have to sit through ads unless it was an optional thing. Like it's just like you can sit through this ad and we'll
skippable. It's ridiculous.
And to get stuff, So we agreed on that.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have more to say there, but apparently not. And I also have one more article here. Yesterday we got an announcement for a new release from Nintendo.
Yes.
for Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light will be released December 4th on Switch for $5.99 through the Nintendo Switch eShop. Nintendo says the 8-bit Fire Emblem will only be available on the eShop through March 31st, 2021. Nintendo will also release a 30th anniversary edition of the game at retail in December, priced at $49.99. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Blade of Light 30th Anniversary Edition will include a nostalgic stylized physical NES box and a replica NES game pack art piece with a protective sleeve, according to Nintendo, as well as a 222-page Legacy of Arcania Deluxe hardbound art book and a game download code. Also included in the deluxe package are an NES instruction manual, newly localized from the original Famicom release, a fold-out world map, and a miniature Nintendo Power retro collectible.
I wanted this so bad, and I was like scouring the internet for pre-orders, and the second it became available for pre-order on GameStop, it just sold out in a second. I'm super stoked on this, one, because Fire Emblem. I like Fire Emblem. Two, what was really odd to me about this when I first saw it is in Japan on the Switch Online, they actually just got that game onto their Switch Online. Here in the West, Fire Emblem, ever since Awakening, has been doing really well. Like it sells really good in the West. I think it does sell better in the West than it does overseas. It was probably Nintendo like capitalizing on that Fire Emblem hype and was just like, you know what, let's. And here's the thing, when any company goes to localize a game, it costs a lot of money. Like it's time and money, it's effort. Like it's no joke. So they probably put money into it, localized it, and they're like, you know what, it'll do enough. We could put it out on the eShop for $5.99. We'll make our money back and then some. That anniversary edition, I really want. I hope I find it, but. The limited release, I don't get. It's a $5.90. Like it's a very. I mean, it's a $5.99 SNES game. It's like 30 years old. Why?
Do you think it's so? Oh, I got two things there. So do you think that maybe after the 31st, like they just put it on the NES shop, like on the NES
They could. They totally could. I mean, and honestly, that would be a Nintendo thing. I mean,
It's
that would be a
like
business thing, right? They
it's
make
like
money from it. And they're like, here you go. It's out on there now.
Yeah, if you want it like the few months earlier, you pay the $6 to get it ahead of time.
Yeah, I could see Nintendo doing that. I could totally see Nintendo doing that.
So you seem very like, okay, yeah, like go ahead, put it on the thing. But yeah, like I'm kind of mixed, like, because I see the argument from both sides. It's just like, because all of the like they've added new features, they've localized it and everything, and like. But a lot of those features are stuff that's just seemed baked into the NES, into the NES app on the Switch, and it's just like, while it looked like they went through the trouble of programming that stuff to be natively in the game that they're putting out, it's just like it would have seemed to have been a lot less effort to just localize it and like just like update, like change the language and everything, and then put it out on the NES app, and like it would have been huge. Like people, like it would, like people would have only been saying how great it was if it just came out on the NES app. Like they just made an announcement saying this is what you're getting this month, or this is what's going to be in the update.
I think probably the only reason they didn't go that route was probably because they want to recuperate costs immediately. They're like, yeah, we need this. We want it to be profitable out of the gate. Whereas the Nintendo Switch Online is obviously not immediate; it's more long term. They gain subscribers and things like that. So maybe they were like, I was thinking like maybe that was one of their holiday releases, but there's no way they're putting that front line center during the holidays. Like, get Fire Emblem for $6.
I mean, like it's $6, man. Like I'm not a huge on Fire Emblem. Like I still have to finish playing Three Houses, but I'll probably pick it up at least, like maybe play through a few levels.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's $6. I probably have enough eShop credit to just grab that at some point in time. I really do want that collector's edition. I hope I can find it. I honestly though that kind of leads me into my next question. The whole so Matt Piscatella, he works for the NPD charts, so he like kind of monitors sales numbers. He's a business analyst. With video games, he's been working in that industry for a while. Now, this just was sometimes like the video game culture, internet, YouTube area space, like I don't understand why they make the videos and do have some of the things. So anyway, obviously we know Super Mario 3D All-Stars is a limited release. It'll only be sold until March 31st, 2021. Then it's out the window, for all we know, right?
Yep.
So this business analyst, Matt Piscatella, was just like, Nintendo might sell the games individually afterwards. And everybody and their mother was like, oh my gosh, Nintendo's going to sell each game individually afterwards. Like, no. He never said that. That was just his recommendation. And two, if they were to, like, why would that be a surprise? Like, of course they're going to try to monetize those 3 games as far and as long as they possibly can. I mean, I would say that just between the 6 months that the 3D All-Stars package is in retail and downloadable, it's probably going to sell like hotcakes. Like, it's probably going to do an insane amount, right? I would say upwards of 10 to 15 million copies, maybe even more. So, if Nintendo were to, say, okay, and here's the thing, if Nintendo even said themselves that, like, they pretty much said, like, this package will only be available until March 31st. The 3D All-Stars will only be available until March 31st. They never said these games will go away permanently and you'll never be... They just said this package. So, most likely, yes, they are going to, release them individually, whatever it may be. The only thing that goes into play when it comes into those titles is, where's Galaxy 2? Like, if you're gonna release each title individually for $20, why not just throw Galaxy 2 on there? Or why not have is Galaxy 2 getting its own what's the issue with that? Like, it's weird to me that that's the one they kind of skip out on. Like what. There's no way that it was a business decision. Like, I don't think we'd get our money. There's no way that. So like, why wasn't? I don't know. It's so odd to me to think that Galaxy 2 wasn't included. Like, even if you look at the original All Stars collection, I believe Mario World. Oh no, I don't think Mario World was in. Was it? It might have been. I know you got 1, 2, and 3, but they were remade.
I think. For Galaxy 2, like, why it wasn't included is just like, Nintendo obviously looked at these 3 games and was just like, we can easily sell this for $60 for these 3 games. I don't think anyone's sitting here, like, pounding their feet, like, yelling, oh, like, this isn't worth $60 or whatever.
And even if people did, they probably still bought it.
Yeah, they probably did. It's just like the only reason that we're even talking about, like, Galaxy 2, I think, or why Galaxy 2 is such a big deal in this conversation is just because we had leaks back, like, all the way in March or whatever about this thing, that people were saying, oh, this collection's coming and Mario 2 and Galaxy 2 is going to be included in it. Yeah. If it wasn't for these leaks claiming this thing, we wouldn't really be talking about Galaxy 2 as much. I think there will be people talking about it in the sense like, oh, I think Galaxy 2 is the better game. There's a lot of talk about, like, how they got rid of the hub in like the Comet Observatory, and one they just made Spaceship Mario and just, like, made it a whole lot quicker for you to get into the levels in 2. And, like, a lot of people think that 2 is just a better game. It's just, like, there would still be those conversations of people just being like, well, I kind of wish that 2 was here and it was playable and was a part of this package. But I don't think, like, it would be being discussed of, like, well, where is it? Why isn't it here? Or whatever.
Yeah, I remember when rumors were starting to circulate, and it was always back and forth if 2 was going to be on. Like, I would hear, oh yeah, it's Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, and then I would just hear Super Mario Galaxy, and then I was like, whatever, if it comes, it comes. Like, I'm okay, honestly. To be honest, Sunshine sells me on it alone. Like, if you go on eBay and look at Sunshine on the game,
it was like a $60 game at least.
That alone is like, cool, I'll buy it. It's just annoying to have to, like, sit through, play through each one, and then you're like, well, I want to play Galaxy 2, and then you're just like, oh man, like I don't know. It's just like you could easily, and knowing Nintendo, it's so up in the air. You just don't know if they're going to be like, December 2020, here's Galaxy 2 for $20, or I doubt that they'll do that, but who knows? It's just I don't know. It's just strange to me that they release this package, and it's going to sell no matter what. But it's annoying that Galaxy 2 is not on there, because if you're playing through that package, and you know that there's a sequel to one of the games that is not on there, you're like, what the heck? It's just weird to just skip out on that. I don't know, it just doesn't make much sense to me. But I don't know. I guess for holiday reasons, maybe it's going to help them out in the long run. Who knows? I mean, you could argue that it might even. Well, it's not like Nintendo's making much money off of Galaxy 2 anyway. I mean, you can only buy it through the Wii U, so it's not like it's going to draw that much attention to it. Who knows? But that leads me into something that I've been thinking about since I've kind of been on this 3D Mario journey. What are your... Now, we already know we're getting Breath of the Wild 2. So
yeah.
What are your thoughts on a sequel to Odyssey? And here's why I think this, right? If we take a look at Galaxy was on Nintendo's most best-selling system, their most successful system, and before Odyssey, it was the best-selling 3D title, right? And then we got 2. And the only reason I'm going back and forth is we only got 2 because the team just had more, right? We don't know if they have more for Odyssey. We don't know if they even care about Odyssey after they finished it. Because Super Mario Odyssey is sold it's almost close to 20 million copies sold, which is just crazy. Do you think Nintendo would follow that up with a full-on sequel or just paid DLC?
Me, at this point, the paid DLC window is gone. All right, okay. That was 2017 that game came out.
Yeah.
All right, we are 3 years past that game coming out.
Actually, we're I think it came out literally on the 22nd or something. So yeah, we're literally wow, that's cool.
So we're 3 if there was going to be paid DLC or anything for that game, we would have heard about it by now. All right, so. And I could see there being stuff for, as a sequel to Odyssey 2, but the thing is where that whole kind of comparison breaks down to me is just they I don't know what the star count is in Galaxy at all, but each of those stars were a lot more tailor suited, and you had to go through a whole lot more of the level to get to the thing, whereas in Odyssey there's 999 stars or something. So, I'm not sure if that was the final count or you just got to 999 by buying more and more stars.
Yeah, the true count you could get throughout the game, I think, is 800 something.
800, but still, that's 800. That's and
that's a lot.
That I don't think it really the whole idea of we just had more ideas thing really counts the same, because.
Do you think it's more business standpoint? This game has just done so well, we've got to do something more with it.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, it's just the capture mechanic is interesting, and it'd be fun to see it come back. But I'd really like to see if we do get a sequel to Odyssey. The main change I'd like to see to it is I would like them to reel it in a bit more and make those stars a bit more tailored, and cut out the trash, cut out the ones go over here and you ground pound the dirt and suddenly you get a power moon.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that. If they do a sequel, give us a solid 100, 200, whatever but all of those stars, have them a good challenge and fun to find, not to the point where, I mean, jeez, there's some levels in Odyssey
you can have your darker sides in Odyssey too. It's just but I won't the thing that my main critique about Odyssey was you can get so many stars so easily that you can just go through the game really quick. I finished that game in a weekend, and it wasn't I was sitting down I gotta play this game, I love this game, trying to work my way through it. I was playing through it casually, and I beat that game, the main part of that game, in a weekend, because like nothing. I mean, like they just throw so many stars at you.
Yeah, you can...
Like accidentally skipped bosses in that game because like I didn't like. I was just like I got like the 20 stars on the level that I needed, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm off to the next thing. There wasn't like a thing that told me, oh, hey, I have to go fight this boss and whatever. And like I only found out that those bosses existed like when I got to the end of the game where you're all going through the portraits and fighting like the different versions of them. And I was just like, I never saw this guy before.
Yeah, I have a couple of save files on Odyssey, and yeah, I was just casually playing through it, and you can literally collect the power moons you need and just leave.
Yeah.
Without like progressing the actual plot or anything like that. And once you beat the game, you can actually come back and fight that boss, like in New Donk City, when you help out.
Well, I mean, New Donk City is like the only one that's really like straightforward. Like, I mean, like you have
when you have to help out, when you have to do the parade, or not the parade, the festival.
Yeah. Like that.
You can skip that entirely. Like I skipped that entirely. I beat the game and came back and just did it just cause. Same thing with the boss in Toast Arena Kingdom. Same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even get it frozen. I didn't like that part where it freezes over and you have to go down and fight the boss. Didn't even do that. Like,
yeah, I didn't do that either.
It's like insane.
Yeah, I didn't fight that boss or the one in like the Flower Kingdom or whatever it is. Like there's like the one you have to be the plant to.
Oh yeah. I love the music. That's
I just really want it to be like, I want it to feel like, okay, you have to get to this boss, you have to fight this boss, and then you can go on to the next thing. It's like, because like in Galaxy, like you had like the
Steam Gardens. That's what that was. Steam.
In Galaxy, like if you wanted to go on to the next like collection of galaxies or whatever, you had to get like a Grand Star, and the Grand Star like powered up the observatory more, and you could then go on to the next thing. It's just like there needs to be like those certain gates that say like you can't move on until you've done this one action.
I mean, I think the approach that Odyssey had was very similar to Breath of the Wild, where it's just kind of like let loose, have at it kind of thing. Because I mean, they even took away lives. There was literally no lives. Right?
Yeah.
So you literally, it was just like this game is your sandbox. Just do whatever you want and have fun. So it was kind of cool that they went that route. But it's like when, especially when you like, because I've gone back and I'm currently playing the previous 3D titles, a big part of why I enjoy those games is that like, okay, this is a tricky jump. I've got one life left. Like, I need this star. Like, can I make it? Whereas in Odyssey, it's like, all right, well, you don't really have that feeling. If there's no like true like risk or reward, it's like, well, whatever. I would try for 3 hours, and there's no cost whatsoever. I have no lives I'm losing. I can get back to this fairly easy. Mario's mobility is the best in that game. He has every move in his arsenal that he's ever had in a 3D Mario title, and then more. Especially with like the cappy jumps you can do, like it's just but I guess that's kind of the route they're going for, like an extreme. I mean, heck, the beginner mode in that game, or whatever it's called, or the assist mode, literally has an arrow pointing you in the right direction. Like that game was so. It was a good game, but like in terms of just core difficulty, I think they just kind of scrapped that and they're like, let's let people play Mario. But yeah, it was a little out of hand when there's 800 something power moves that you have to go after, and a total of 999 that you can get for the good ending of the game. That I think you just get like a postcard or something with like a bunch of the cast of Mario, and then I think something else happens.
I mean, like you go back to the kingdom at the end, and there's a hat on the castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I got to like 700 something, and when I was just like, I'm done. I was just like, these are so tedious and boring. I'm done. Like, for every like 20 moons, there was one that was like, that was fun. Then the rest were like, look up at the sky and wait for a flying taxi. It's like, okay. Stare at that for 10 seconds and then boom, you get a power moon.
Or hey, cheese this jump roping thing.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous. I did do the parakeet hack where you throw Cappy and pause it before. I totally did that because I did the first one and then I don't know how many were there power moons you could get with the jump rope, but yeah, I definitely cheesed the last one because I was like, there's no way. So kind of speaking of Nintendo and like launch windows and things like that, with and we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but obviously it's a month, we're less than a month away from Xbox Series X and PS5 coming out. A lot of analysts have said that the Switch is actually going to do better than both of them this year, and that could be because of supply constraints. We don't know how much we're going to get of each console. Do you think Nintendo's in a good spot for the rest of 2020? Do you think they can muscle through and actually do more, or do you think that the sheer hype for these new consoles is just gonna overshadow?
I mean, it's like they're doing different things. Like they're everyone's playing to different markets right now.
Yeah.
Like Xbox is like, we're trying to they're trying to be like, we have like the most powerful system on the market. It's gonna play like, this is gonna be the best place to play your Xbox games. Like I hear a lot of people talking about, like, Xbox is where I'm gonna play all my major third-party games.
Yeah, some people say that too.
So it's just like, I think like Xbox isn't really trying to sell you so much on their system as they're trying to sell you on their ecosystem. It's like there's so many different ways to get into that system and play their games that like you don't really need to buy the $500 box in order to get in there. Whereas PlayStation is just like, we believe in systems. This is our new $500 box, which no one's really gotten hands-on with yet. And then there's also, but like Nintendo is just like, we're a very family-friendly thing where like, I mean, it's kind of like the current major handheld. It's, I mean, like hybrid console, like, it's, you can take it wherever you want. It's just like the games that they have are a very different tone than what's on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. So it's just like they're all playing to different markets.
Honestly, I think in terms of just pure sales numbers, just dot profits, and not even just because I'm more of a Nintendo fan, I just think Nintendo's going to carry it this holiday. And the reason I think that is just because Animal Crossing. This is Animal Crossing's first holiday release, and that game is like insanely popular.
I mean, they got a bunch of sleepers that like aren't gonna go crazy. Like they're not gonna hit number one, but they're gonna sell well right now.
Pikmin
like
3, I think,
like Pikmin, a lot of people are on about like
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors is coming out next month. I mean, like it's a smaller title, but you have this Fire Emblem game that just got announced. The kind of like what's kind of like burning like on the down low is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like, I decided to try and look around and see if I could find one for my nephews. Well, right now, and I can't find it. So it's just like, but so it's just like they have a lot of things that are on the down low, which like I don't think anyone's going off and like everyone's gonna be like, well, this is my game of the year or whatever. But like they have like a lot of fingers in many different pots right now. It's just like they have a lot of different reasons for why you'd want to play on the Switch. There's a lot of different things that are coming out right now. They're all smaller things, but like they still have those. They all still have each of those things have a very devoted audience to them.
I think what Nintendo really has going for them this year, they have a lot of evergreens that they can definitely capitalize on, and most titles they've released, excluding their realistically, most titles they've released, they have been pretty solid evergreen titles, right? They're just continuously doing well. And I think Mario Kart Live or Mario Kart Circuit, I think that's going to be a big sleeper hit this year. I think a lot of kids are going to want that.
Yeah, because
I think that's just going to kind of steady pace and just grow and just be huge.
Because like Because
I would
on it
even
be
buy one.
yeah, I mean it being on the download, it's just like it's not really a video game, so it's not something that like us like the hardcore gamers are gonna be like on about, but it's like something that like kids that are interested in RC cars and games are gonna be interested in and are gonna have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, and the only issue with it for obviously our audience is it's kind of gimmicky. I would honestly buy it, set up a track, probably play it for maybe an hour or two,
Have
and
some
then,
fun with it, and then be
it's
like,
just like back in the box, just like refit, like literally.
yeah, I could honestly honestly see myself like spending an afternoon with it, and like, but I think like my nephews would really enjoy it. I think like they'd actually that it would be something that they play with continually.
Yeah, I mean, for if I was 10 years, 15 years younger, and that Mario Kart that was out,
Yeah.
I would be all over it. Oh my gosh, I would play that constant. Like that's awesome. Like that would be probably the biggest thing on my Christmas list. Like heck yeah, I would totally like that.
No, I mean like, and also going back to my nephews. I mean like my nephews are on like a really big Mario kick right now. So like one of them's like asking for Odyssey, and like the Lego sets came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
And so like so one of them's like wants more of the like I got them a starter set for their birthday, and like they have a few of the power up packs, but like they want they want some of the other pieces, and they want to expand it out more. So it's just like there's a lot of things, like they're not really, I don't think they're speaking to like the gamers like or whatever, like the people that are
got that market already, and I think you're right. I think they're kind of trying to not full throttle into the casual audience, but I think now they're trying to tackle a wider audience versus because they're core Nintendo fans they've got. At this point, I don't think any core Nintendo fan doesn't have a Switch unless they truly just can't afford one and just can't get one for financial reasons. I think any Nintendo fan that's wanted a Switch and it's in their means, they've gotten one. So I think you're right. I think they're trying to kind of get in on a wider audience and kind of get some different products out there to catch some people's eyes, because for the most part there's some connectivity with the Switch to most of what they've released, and even like recently they've released exclusive to Target a double pack of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Super Mario Party for $100. You get both games for $100 and a $10 Target gift card.
I was in Walmart the other day. There's a $90 there's for $90 a Pro Controller and Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, like stuff like that, like that little stuff that kind of just trickles in, like stuff like that is going to do extremely well. I mean, you get Mario Odyssey and a Pro Controller. The Pro Controller itself is $70.
Yeah, and
you get Odyssey. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Same thing with Super Mario Party and Mario Kart. 2 games for $100. First-party Nintendo titles and a $10 gift card. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, and of course it's Nintendo, so we'll see a holiday bundle. Who knows what it's going to be? That's actually really good. I wonder what they'll do. I don't think they're going to do Mario Kart again. I mean, they might. And the 2DS is gone, so we're not going to see any 2DS bundle, which is a shame. I've loved we've gotten 3. We got...
what was last year's?
Last year's was it Mario Maker?
No, because
Mario Maker was last year, yeah. 2019 was Mario Maker.
That was the Mario Maker bundle?
Was that Mario Maker bundle?
I feel like
was that 2018? That was 2018. That was 2018.
And I think 2017 might have been the Zelda one.
Of Time, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last year, I don't think we got... Oh, yeah, we didn't. That's right. We didn't get anything last year. Last year we got... actually... Oh my gosh, last year we got Super Mario Party with Joy-Cons and Super Mario Party for $100. That was... speaking of Black Friday, I'm definitely kind of interested to see what the game plan is going to be for this year, especially with new hardware coming out.
I mean, I'm not going out on Black Friday. I mean, like, I'm just against it generally, but like with COVID and everything, I just don't think that's really a smart choice. I mean, there's still going to be people out there. Places are still going to be crazy, but I mean, I'm definitely not going to be one of those people.
Yeah, I'm definitely, because I learned my lesson last year. Because actually, I got some pretty sweet sales, but literally I ended up seeing everything that I got on Cyber Monday at either the same price or a little bit cheaper. So I'm probably just gonna hold off a little bit and just grab a bunch of stuff on Cyber Monday. Now I will go out Black Friday solely on to see if I can, and I doubt I will, but just to see if I can find a PS5 and actually see one. But I'm not gonna scour for deals because at this point I'm kind of just focused on the Switch, and I still have my PS4 and I still kind of play it. But there's just nothing that's really oh yeah, PS4.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play Miles Morales when I eventually get a PS5.
That game looks so good.
But the thing that's gonna sell me on getting a PS5 is when God of War and Horizon, the sequels to the games that made me want to buy a PS4, will start hitting shelves.
Well, Horizon comes out
they don't have a release window for that.
But
yet.
we know that comes out on PS4 too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes out on PS4 and PS5.
But with the whole load times conversation right now. I mean, we haven't had a look at the PS5 yet, but if it's anything like the Xbox Series X, it's gonna be so much easier and so much better to play it on that than trying to play it on the PS4.
And if you're getting one, you might as well get the PS5. You might as well. I mean, one, it's backwards compatible, right? So I mean, it just makes more sense. Costs a little bit more, but in the long run, makes more sense. In terms of software for PS5, I mean, Demon Souls looks. I'm pretty much getting it in the launch year because if you tell me that I can play my existing games and they're gonna look better, I'm all for it. Sure, that's awesome to me. So that's pretty much the main reason why I'm getting a PS5, because I have a bunch of PS4 games that I want to play and they look better, cool. They run better, nice. But in terms of exclusive PS5 games, nothing really. Demon Souls looks cool, but I'm not spending $70 on Demon Souls. It's a great game from what I've heard, but I'll personally probably wait on a price drop or two for that one. And then I really want to play Sackboy, but that's on PS4 too, and I don't know if I want to be that one guy who's oh, what did you give with your PS5, Sackboy? You know what I mean? So I don't know. And even at $60, I don't know if I want to spend $60 on Sackboy. It's fun as it looks.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a good place to call it for this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. But just to finish it out, anything you're looking forward to this week?
Let's see. Next Friday we'll have Pikmin 3.
Oh wow, that's next week.
Friday, yeah. Other than that, you're still gonna probably play some more Crown Tundra and Galaxy. What about you?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna open it, but I picked it today. The Cadence of Hyrule came out physical edition, which if you enjoy Zelda games and you just want something slightly different, I recommend trying to play that game. But if you're like me and you're just bad at rhythm, just go ahead and turn it to fixed beat mode. It'll be a whole lot easier. But it's a fun game. I picked it up because it's one of those games that I buy most of my games digitally, but for me, it just seems like one of those things that in 20 years or whatever, I don't think we're going to be getting it as part of anniversary editions. And if something happens to your Switch in 20 years and the eShop's down, there's no way to really get that back. And it seems like it's going to be a more limited release.
Yeah, and that's just a cool game, kind of just to it's kind of one of those offbeat, no pun intended, kind of games to just kind of to have around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, there's going to be a couple people in 5 years dude, I really want to play that, and then they're oh wait, it's $120 on eBay. All right, well, we'll end it there.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
All right, bye-bye.